so we are on our, what page is this? Page 39. Thank you. And we're doing lesson 1-7, day 1, rewriting equations and formulas. And today's objective is solve literal equations for given variables. Well, let's talk about what a literal equation is. It's an equation that has 2 or more variables. So area equals length times width. That's a literal equation, okay? They have 2 or more variables. In this case, we had 3 variables, okay? So we're going to talk some about how to solve for different letters, different variables, depending on what we need. And so that's what our first deal is going to be here. It says solve for the indicated variable. So I'm going to zoom in on number 1, okay? We're good there? Okay. So it says solve 3y plus 4x equals 9. So everybody box that. That is your equation. That's your literal equation. There's 2 variables here, an x and a y. And they're telling me solve for y. When they tell me to solve for y, that means I need to isolate y, okay? That means we are getting y by itself. So I'm going to move everything that's not y to the other side of the equal sign. There's my equal sign. So I have this 3y plus 4x. Well, I can't divide by 3 yet. I need to move that 4x. I want it to be 0 x's there. How do I make that 0 x's? Yep, subtract 4x. Okay, that gives me 3y plus 0 x's. Well, that's still just 3y. Now on the other side, I now have 9 minus 4x. Are those like terms? No, I can't combine those. The best I can do is write them next to each other. Now, normally, we always write our variable term first. So I'm going to write that one first. So I write negative 4x. And then my 9 is positive, so I write plus 9. Okay? You would not be wrong if you wrote 9 minus 4x. It's just, as we go through our equations, this is standard form. We usually write the x term first, and then the constants always last. Now that the 3y is by itself, I want the y completely by itself. I want to undo this 3y. How do I undo a 3y? Yeah, divide. Divide by 3. That means that everything on both sides gets divided by 3. So now I have 1y, which is just y, right? And I can leave it like this. However, I don't want to, okay? So I'm going to write it so they're split up. So I can see, because later on we're going to be talking about how to figure out slope and y-intercepts. And we're going to get to points where it looks like this, and we need to know how to split it. So we might as well start learning it now, okay? When it says negative 4x plus 9 divided by 3, I can split this up and make each term divided by 3 like this. Okay? They're still both being divided by 3. I'm still okay. All right? If we think back to a basic fraction, I'll write it off to the side here. If I had 2 plus 5 over 4, okay, this would be the same as 2/4 plus 5/4. Okay, so I'm just splitting it up. I didn't change the value or anything. I'm just splitting it up. It's still okay. All right, and the reason why I do this is because sometimes your number term or your x term may simplify a little bit further than the other one, okay? My negative 4 over 3 doesn't split up any further. I mean, it's not going to be a pretty decimal, is it? No, anything divided by 3 that's not divisible by it, it's usually not pretty. So we'll leave it as negative 4/3 x, okay? Plus, what about the 9 divided by 3, though? Yeah, it becomes 3. Box that. That is our solve for y. Number 2 says solve 3xy plus 2x equals 6 for x. Okay, so I have my equation here, and they told me they want me to solve for x. So I have an x in both spots. right, in both terms. Now, are they like terms, though? No, because the first guy has a y attached, right? So what I want to do is actually I want to pull that x away from it. And so this is kind of like distributive property, all right? I'm just undoing it. You know how normally our distributive property we've had in the past, like if I had 2 times x plus y, right? We distribute the 2 and get 2x. We distribute the y and we get 2y. Well, we're going to reverse it, okay? I want to pull out my 2. So if I wanted to pull out a 2 from each x and y, I could write it on the outside of those parentheses and then write what's left over. So that's what we're going to do with our x. I'm going to write the x on the outside. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm dividing 3xy by x. So I'm taking that x away. The only thing that's left is the 3y. Plus, same thing with 2. 2x divided by x means I take an x away, and I'm left with just a 2. And I could double check and make sure I didn't mess up by just, hey, if I distribute this x to 3y, yes, I get 3xy. If I distribute this x to 2, yes, I get 2x. So it's a quick check just to make sure I didn't change any values. And it still equals 6. I didn't do anything there, okay? Now with distributive property, what operation do we use for distributive property? Multiplication. So how do we undo multiplying? Divide. Guess what? We get to divide. Remember, I want my x by itself, so we get to divide by this entire 3y plus 2 piece on both sides. 3y plus 2. 3y plus 2 divided by 3y plus 2 is still just 1. Anything divided by itself still is 1. So now I have 1x, which is just x. Okay? And I can leave it like this guy. 6 over 3y plus 2. I could split it like we did the last one, but because the addition's on the bottom and not the top, it actually wouldn't be much prettier. This is actually the more simplified version by keeping it together. Okay? Let's do another guy. We have 3a minus b equals 9, and we want to solve for a. So what letter are we getting by itself? A. Yeah, solve for a. Okay, so what do we need to get rid of first or move? B, yeah. So are we going to add, subtract, multiply, divide? What are we doing? Add it. Good. Go for it. Add. So we get 3a, right, plus 0, well, 3a, still 3a, equals 9 plus b. Can I add them together? Yep. Well, the best I could do is just write them next to each other, right? Which one should come first, the b or the 9? It's addition. Well, one's a letter, one's a number, okay? Your letter term always has to come first, and then your number can come second. Are they both positive? Yeah. So to rewrite it, we just can write b plus 9. That's the same as 9 plus b, right? We didn't change the value, just changing the order of things. And then the last thing that we're going to do to get a completely by itself, yeah, divide by 3. And if you want to, remember how we did everything divided by 3, but then I wound up splitting it? If you prefer to just have them all split right at the get-go, that's fine too. It's still showing me that you're dividing each term by 3, and that's what we need to keep balanced. Everything gets divided by 3, okay? So now we have 1a, which is just a. What number is really with the b up top? A 1. So we have 1/3 b plus how much? Oh, careful, 9 divided by 3? 3. Good. Number 4, we have solve A is equal to L times W. And we want to solve for L. So what letter are we getting isolated? L. What is L and W doing right now? Multiplying. How do you undo multiplying? Perfect. Divide both sides by W. All right. Well, the best I could do is write it as A over W equals L. Box it. That's all I could do. I got the L isolated, which was my goal. Just because I can't simplify that any further, I don't have to mess with it. Okay? Number 5 is similar. It's got all letters, no numbers. Same idea. Okay? It says solve D over R equals T for D. Okay, which letter are we isolating? D. All right, right now D is being divided by R. How do I undo? Multiply. Good. I'm going to rewrite them because I can't really write anything next to them. So I'm just going to rewrite it real quick before I multiply both sides by R. Okay, my R's get canceled out. It's just 1D, which is D. And then T times R is T times R. Normally when you have two letters being multiplied, like if A and B were being multiplied, it's always AB, or XY is XY. It's always in alphabetical order. So should I leave it as TR or write it as RT? If it's alphabetical order. RT. And that was our distance formula that we learned. Okay, distance equals rate times time. Number 6. We have 8 minus 1/3 y equals 6x plus 3, and we want to solve for y. So what letter are we isolating? Y. Good, because it says solve for y. So I want to get y by itself. All right. Well, let's see. I have 8 minus 1/3 y happening. So I got to move the 1/3 or the 8 first? The 8. Good. How do I move a positive 8? Subtract it. Minus 8 from both sides. Minus 8. Now, I wrote minus 8 under my 3. Why do you think I did that? Yeah, like terms. That's the one I can actually combine with. Okay? Still have my negative 1/3 y here. Equals. Still have my 6x, because that's not a like term. And then what's 3 minus 8? Negative 5. Awesome. Okay? The last thing, to get rid of multiplying by a fraction, you just multiply by the reciprocal. Reciprocal means flipped version. What's the flipped version of 1/3? Now, these guys cancel. We have y equals. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this guy real quick because I want to talk about him. This whole thing, 6x minus 5, that whole piece has to get multiplied by this negative 3 over 1. Right now, it looks like I'm just multiplying my 5. So what do I need around the 6x minus 5? Parentheses. Okay, we have to make sure that everything happens to both terms. Just like we had to divide both terms by 3 above, right? Same idea with multiplying. I got to make sure everything gets multiplied by this negative 3. All right, what's 6x times negative 3?
Negative 18.
Perfect, so negative 18x. And then plus? What's negative 5? Yep, negative 5 times negative 3 is plus 15. Awesome. I think we have one more on that page, right? All right, let's check it out. So we have solve, I'll try and keep that in the picture. There we go. Solve 2a plus 3ab minus c equals 12 for a. Whew, okay. So solve for a. So what letter are we getting by itself? A, okay. Right now, how many a terms do we have? 2. But the middle one's not just an a term, right? It's an ab term. So we can't combine them right now. So I do need to figure out, well, what can I move first? Before we separated the distributive property, right? But that was before I had this like extra term, this minus c. I can't have this minus c because he doesn't have an a. So I cannot undo distribution until I move this minus c. How do I move a minus c? Plus c. Perfect. So add c. Add c. Now I have 2a plus 3ab equals. Can I combine c and 12? Are they like terms? No, they're not like terms. The best I can write it is c plus 12. Letter comes before the number. That's just standard form, okay? I'm going to zoom out for a second and back up to number 2. Remember how we took the the x out of 3xy and 2x? It was all multiplication, so I pulled out that x, and then what was left over went in my parentheses. I'm going to do that same thing with my a, all right? Because I want my a to be isolated. So if I pull out an a, well, if I'm undoing the distributive, I had 2a, I pulled out an a, I'm left with just 2. Plus, I have my 3ab, I pull out an A, I'm left with just 3B. Okay? Still equal to C plus 12. And now similar to before, I want to get rid of the 2 plus 3B being multiplied, right? So how do I undo multiplication? Division. So divide 2 plus 3B, divide by 2 plus 3B. That was a weird 2, sorry. Anything divided by itself, even if it's addition, okay, or division, as long as they're exactly the same being divided by each other, it turns into a 1. So we have 1A equals C plus 12. And the bottom, I know I kept going because it was distributive, but is the bottom written in standard form? Which one should come first, the 2 or the 3B? 3B. It's still positive, right? So we could write it as 3B plus 2. Just to practice standard form, we always want that constant second. It's just easier. Sometimes I'll wait until the end before I move it or change it. Sometimes I'll change in the beginning. Okay? Turn the page. No, it always looks scary, but I promise they're not so bad. All right, the total cost C in dollars to participate in a boating club is given by the formula. Anytime they give us a formula, a good indication, we should probably box it, and we're probably going to use it somehow, okay? Then it says where X is the number of trips or boat trips you take. Solve the equation for X, okay? How many boat trips do you need to spend or need to take to spend 245? So I told you guys to box the formula, okay? That's a good indication of what we're doing. Then it says solve the equation for X. So that's part 1. So let's box that and put a 1 underneath it. And then the second question was how many boat trips do you need to take to spend $245? So put a 2 underneath the how many. So we have 2 parts to this. I got to rewrite it first, isolating which letter? X. Good. Okay, so let's copy the formula. Capital C equals 45X plus 20. We want to isolate X, so we want to start getting that X term by itself. What are we going to move first? The 20. Yeah, how do I move that 20 away? Minus 20. Let's do it. Minus 20. So now I have C minus 20, right? My letter before my numbers equals 45X. And then the last thing to do. Yeah, divide by 45. And I could divide my C by 45 and my 20 by 45 if I want. Is that going to simplify nice, 20 divided by 45? No. Okay, so do you guys want to just leave it over 45 then? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. That's fine. And both ways would be equivalent. It's just, if it works out nice to a whole number, I tend to do that and split them up. If it doesn't, I leave it. Okay? So capital C minus 20 divided by 45 equals X. So that was our first part. Let's put a 1 and circle it by that box. The second part was, okay, how many boat trips do you need to take to spend $245? All right? Well, where do I plug it in? I have 2 letters. I have a capital C and an X. So we're going to plug it in for C, yes. This 245, that was the cost in dollars. So that's going to be replacing our C in this formula. So for part 2, let's replace C with 245 minus 20. Now, order of operations, the 245 minus 20 is in the numerator. So I have to subtract that before I divide by the 45. So subtract it, then divide by 45. Awesome. So you get 225 divided by 45, which is 5. Good. So how many boat trips do we need? Yeah. So I need to take 5 boat trips. Awesome.